There are things ancient humans could do that we cannot explain. Not myths, not legends, real physical things that exist in the world right now that we cannot replicate, even with modern technology. And the strangest part, we used to know how to do them. We just forgot. Here's the version we were taught. Ancient humans were primitive. They figured things out slowly. Each generation built on the last. And eventually, they built the world we live in. Progress only goes forward. Or at least that's what we were told. Here's what that story leaves out. There are structures on this planet built thousands of years ago that modern engineers have studied for decades and cannot fully explain. Not because they were built by aliens, but because the builders had knowledge, real, practical, engineered knowledge that has been completely lost. Start with concrete. We think of concrete as a modern invention. It's not. The Romans invented a form of concrete 2,000 years ago. They used it to build harbors, underwater, in the ocean. And here's the problem. Modern concrete in seawater lasts about 50 years. It cracks, it crumbles, the salt destroys it. Roman concrete in seawater gets stronger over time. In 2017, a team led by geologist Marie Jackson at UC Berkeley published a study in the journal American Mineralogist. This seawater reacts with the volcanic ash in the mix and creates crystals that fill in cracks as they form. The harbor at Caesarea in Israel, built by Herod the Great around 20 BC, still structurally intact after over 2,000 years underwater. We figured out how it works in 2017, but we still haven't fully replicated it. Now let's move on to Egypt and the famous one, the Great Pyramid of Giza. 2.3 million stone blocks. Average weight, 2.5 tons. Some blocks weighing up to 80 tons. Built over roughly 20 years. That means one block placed every 5 minutes, day and night, for 20 years. With no cranes, no steel, no wheels. Wheels weren't used in Egypt at that time. Modern engineers have run the numbers. With today's technology, cranes, trucks, GPS coordination, we could build it, but it would take even longer and cost more than any construction project in human history. The precision is the part that doesn't make sense. The base of the pyramid is level to within 2 centimeters across an area the size of 10 football fields. The 4 sides align with true north, south, east, and west to within a fraction of a degree. Modern GPS can achieve that alignment, but they use sticks and stars, and they were more accurate. But Egypt is just the famous one, the one everyone talks about. Here's one most people don't know, Sacsayhuamán, which is a fortress in Peru, built by the Inca. The walls are made of stones that weigh up to 100 tons. Some blocks weigh 360 tons. That's heavier than a fully loaded Boeing 747. And they were cut from a quarry 25 miles away, moved across mountains, with no wheels, no metal tools, and placed so precisely that you can't even slide a piece of paper between them. No mortar, no cement, just stone fitted against stone, so perfectly that they have survived earthquakes that leveled modern buildings built around them. Engineers have a theory. They call it rocking. The stones move slightly during an earthquake and settle back into place. It only works because of the precision of the fit. Modern buildings crumble. The Inca walls survived. We still don't know exactly how they move the stones. Every proposed method has a problem. The terrain is too steep. The stone is too heavy. The distance is too far. And yet, they're here. Now here's where it gets really strange. It's not just construction. Ancient humans had medical knowledge we lost too, like trepanation, which is the practice of drilling a hole in the skull to relieve pressure on the brain. Modern neurosurgeons still do this. It's called a craniotomy. And we've found skulls going back 10,000 years with these holes drilled in them. And that's not the craziest part. The strangest thing is the survival rate. Bioarchaeologist John Verano at Tulane University examined over 800 trepan skulls from Peru. and he found that up to 90% of patients in some regions survived. The bone had regrown around the edges of the hole, meaning the patient lived for years afterward, without antibiotics, without anesthesia, and without sterile surgical tools. In the 1800s, far more recently, brain surgery had a survival rate of under 10%. Ancient surgeons in Peru 2,000 years ago had a better survival rate than Victorian doctors. We don't fully know what they knew. We don't know what plants they used, what techniques, what understanding of infection they had. It was never written down. Or it was written down and then burned. In 1562, a Spanish bishop named Diego de Landa ordered the burning of every Mayan book he could find. The Maya had been recording their knowledge for over 1,000 years, and he burned almost all of it in a single day. Only 27 books survived out of thousands. And we don't know what was in the others. Medicine, astronomy, engineering, history, just gone. And it wasn't just the Maya. The Library of Alexandria, too. Possibly the greatest collection of knowledge in the ancient world. Burned multiple times by multiple different groups. What was in it? We don't fully know. Here's what should stick with you. We assume knowledge only moves forward, that every generation knows more than the last. But that's only true if the knowledge survives. Books burn. Traditions die. Languages disappear. And when they go, they take everything with them. Right now, there are roughly 7,000 languages spoken on Earth. And according to UNESCO, one dies every 2 weeks. Each one carries knowledge, specific plant names, local medicines, navigation techniques, ways of reading the weather that exist nowhere else. And then they're just gone. Progress is not a straight line. Sometimes we learn. Sometimes we forget. And the things we've forgotten were built into structures that have outlasted every civilization since. The concrete is still there, in the ocean, getting stronger. The walls are still standing, while modern buildings crumble around them. The skulls are still there, with the holes and the healed bone. Proof that someone once knew something. Something we lost. Something we're still trying to understand. If we lost this much knowledge without even noticing, what else are we missing that we don't know to look for? Learn more about the next mystery no one talks about right here.